When people think about cargo bikes, it's mainly delivery.
Yeah.
But then delivery is only like 5 or 10% of the vans in the cities. And like service logistics, like plumbers and technicians, that's about 25% to 30%. If you can change that, and the potential is very high. Not only companies that have employees, but there are a lot of self-employed.
Yeah, just one person operation or
exactly.
small operations.
And it can go fast that way.
Is that him? I think so. Hi. How are you?
Hi.
Very nice to meet you.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Meeting you.
I'd like actually you to introduce yourself because I'm sure that I will say your name incorrectly.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
if
I
you
can
don't
imagine
mind.
that. My name is Sluijsmans.
Sluijsmans.
That's right.
And you are just involved in all different things cargo bikes.
Well, I organize the International Cargo Bike Festival, which already exists like 10 years now. And we did not have it for 2 years because of Corona, but before it has been growing quite a bit from a small event which started in 2012 to a 3 days event with a conference and an exhibition. The races, cargo bike races, which is a lot of fun. A parade that is also a very important part of the cargo bike festival.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. I mean, I know I put on Twitter and they said, you got to talk to this guy. I said,
Yeah.
This definitely seems like a worthwhile trip. So, thank you for, meeting with us on short notice.
Oh, no, but it's my pleasure.
And I'm hoping that we can just talk maybe a little bit about your experience, what you see like the future of cargo bikes, like a little bit about this beautiful city that we're in, which apparently is the oldest city in the Netherlands, which is pretty exciting.
That's right.
And what we've already seen, a lot of biking, a lot of bike infrastructure, and it also has this bike highway, which we're going to check out. Coming from North America, I come here and I see like, okay, this is what we'll see in a couple of years.
Yeah, exactly. But also
places,
already it's happening in America as well.
Sure. Let's hop on the bikes and go for a ride.
Yeah, go for a ride and just talk and see what comes up and what we see.
All right.
Yeah. Cargoroo it's an Interact program. It's from the European Union program.
Okay.
And now I hope that will work.
Yeah.
Because it's the first time, I never use it.
Hopefully Tara can get cozy in here. Everybody, please say thank you to Tara in the comments for bearing the cold here so you can enjoy this beautiful fall weather in the Netherlands. Can we get Tara a boot sponsor? She's from New Jersey, but now she's got California blood. We're very excited to be back here.
Yeah. I was looking to the right because that's the bakery where I usually go. The guy who lives there, he has a cargo bike.
Yeah.
And he had 3 kids in the box.
Wow.
And then one on his chest.
Oh, gosh.
And then another one.
On the back.
On the
as well.
back, yeah. So I had 5 kids.
5 kids. 5 kids on a bike. It's popular for families, but also for businesses in North America. At the moment, it's primarily family.
It was one of my motivation to start the Cargo Bike Festival to show that there are other things to use cargo bikes than for family use. Because I was using them as a bike messenger. Well, I started with my company, fietsdiensten.nl, which is like bike services.
Okay.
So they did the more traditional bike messenger stuff, with a fast bike and a backpack, going fast through the city. And I started then bringing local food, organic food from the farmers market to restaurants.
I imagine at that time too, maybe not so much electric that you were doing with the messenger.
No, it was not electric at all. I had several cargo bikes, also 4-wheelers. And
you gotta be careful with this tire. It's a little.
Oh yeah, that's not very good. Let me see. Can we go to a place to give it a little bit of air? Then I know a guy who lives here. He probably has a pump. We will just have a ring here.
Okay.
And he'll probably be kind of surprised. Hoi, ik heb een hele gekke vraag. Ik was hier in de buurt en ik ben met mensen uit Amerika met de bakfiets. Ja, die moet denk ik wel, ja die trouwens ook. Die werken denk ik allebei wel.
Yeah.
Ah, you're a professional.
Somewhat. But. All right. Well, we got air. We're ready to go.
Yeah.
Back on the road.
It's better now?
Oh, it's great. It's great. I mean, with
I,
low
no,
tire, it
it's
feels
good,
really
it's good.
comfortable, but you know.
No, but it takes a lot of extra energy as well.
It does. Yeah.
A lot of people think, you know, when they see all these cycling movies from the Netherlands, that, you know, well, it's easy because there are no cars, but there are a lot of cars.
A little more here than maybe like Amsterdam and Delft, where we've been so far.
Well, you know, we have 17 million inhabitants and about 9 million cars, so that's quite a high percentage.
This region.
No, the whole country.
Oh, the whole country.
Yeah. In the west, Amsterdam, Rotterdam, The Hague, there are much more cars than here.
Yeah.
There it's car free, but we go here.
Okay.
And here they recently made them all cycle streets.
Okay.
And it's a one way for cars, but two ways for cyclists. You know, it also gives advantage to the cyclists. So maybe it's also a reason why some people would choose to take a bike instead of taking the car when they move around in the city.
Right, it makes it more convenient for bikes.
It makes it much more convenient, exactly, and faster and just easier to get around.
Well, it's kind of, I think, this idea of being more intentional about moving people as opposed to moving cars.
Yeah, and I don't know, but here, like, you know, 95% of the cars, there's only one person in it.
Yeah, I think I'm already showing that I'm a tourist here, getting a little lost. It's okay. People seem to be relatively patient.
Well, here we are at the main roundabout again. It's called the Charlemagne, Charles the Great.
Okay.
Who was an emperor in 800, and he had a residence here as well.
Oh, okay. The circle is named after him?
Yeah.
Charles
And he's on the horse there in the middle as well.
Oh, the statue in the center.
Yeah. But it's quite hard to get to the middle, which is it's actually quite a nice park.
Yeah.
It's parklet. But you know, you have to cross.
All right, little bump.
Sorry. You know, one of the great things with cycling is also it's very easy to communicate with people that you get along. You know that sometimes you just have to look at them and you know that whether they are going to stop or whether they want you to.
Just by the way they move the eyes, or
exactly,
the way the eyes are open, or different things like that.
And that's what I really like about being on a bike, actually.
Yeah. So this is the train station here.
Here we are again, and we go to the right.
Okay.
Wegwezen! Kom even een kijkje maken.
Hello.
American Broadcasting.
American Broadcasting, welcome in Nijmegen, the beautiful city, the oldest city of the town. Welcome, you can fresh air here.
It's a beautiful place.
Ze gaan naar de Marama.
We maken even een rondje en we komen er weer uit.
Hey, thank you so much. Good people. All right. Wow. Look at that.
So we go here. Oh. Well, as I said, 4,500.
You know, right now there's 9 million people in New York City. They put in the main train station 6 bike parking spaces.
Oh, really?
6.
And actually, this is for cargo bikes and bikes with
on the ground here, so you don't have the stands. You can just fit them in.
Yeah, you can just fit them in. But you see, it's quite crowded.
Yeah.
Partly, it's private parking as well for the people that live on top.
So they always have their space. They know it's there.
Exactly. Back there, well, we won't go there now, but there is also for electric bikes, so you can
they have
charge
as well.
charging.
This is what we need. This is the future. Ciao. Ciao. Oh, look at this. Is this so a little elevated path? So
the sign says that you have, you know, in summer it's really busy here. People walking, jogging,
so
cycling.
Watch your speed, sort of thing.
Yeah, watch your speed because, and especially because it's also shared. It's not only bikes but also
pedestrians,
mopeds, and and they speed quite a bit.
The cars they use a bridge or a tunnel, or?
Well, there is one there for cars.
Oh, so this bridge is just for bikes,
and the train.
And the train.
Originally it was a train bridge, and they put this one, they hang it on the existing railroad bridge
Yeah.
in 2004.
Okay, so this was the add-on. They retrofitted
Yeah, it's
this
an add-on,
here.
yeah.
You can see actually on the top here these connectors
Yeah.
that they added to suspend the bridge. Wow.
And it was brought in with 4 big ships.
What is this little house down here?
It's a piece of art.
Oh, okay.
And it's based on, talking about flooding and things like that to build houses on higher levels.
So we're riding cargo bikes. You're all about cargo bikes. What gets you most excited about cargo bikes?
Simply the potential of cargo bikes in the city. They can
adding that little extra storage just extends the utility pretty dramatically.
Yeah, and both, for family use. They did some subsidy programs for entrepreneurs here in Gelderland and some other provinces, and like in Brussels in Belgium. And it turns out that people that have cargo bikes, that they also use it for private use.
Sure.
So instead of taking the kids to school in their car or in their SUV, they use the cargo bike.
I was going to ask you, some of the things that you think are pretty effective in encouraging or actually getting more people onto them.
Yeah, they are much more multifunctional than a regular bike. It's quite normal to commute by bike, but then when people have kids or they have to do some shopping, they say, okay, I cannot go with my bike because I have to bring the kids first, so I have to do some shopping.
Right.
But then when you have a cargo bike, you can combine it just like you combine it when you have a car.
But as far as some cities that have been effective in adding cargo bikes, so of course, infrastructure is an important detail. What are some of the things? I mean, I know subsidies was brought up, but are there other things that you've seen?
I think it's mainly the infrastructure, safety, and the accessibility. That when first thing. Well, actually in the Netherlands also, a lot of people have their car in front of the house, but then when the bike shed is behind the house.
Sure.
So and when you have a cargo bike, a lot of people don't have room for a cargo bike. We go through the tunnel here.
Okay, that's nice.
And maybe you'll have a special look at the sides because the tiles are painted by kids that were going to live here.
Wow.
Yeah, it's hard to have a normal conversation when you see a lot
so
of
much,
things
so
like
much to see and talk about.
Yeah.
Oh wow, we got some sheep over here, something. And
I think you didn't notice, but when we were on the bicycle bridge, you saw a lot of sheep shit there.
Oh yeah.
So there are also free
roaming.
Yeah.
And look at this. Are these lights above us here?
Yeah. Well, this is going into the tunnel.
Yeah.
And you have here on the side, there are lights. Well, they are not working now, but the idea is
that like a sensor or something?
Yeah, they are all kinds of colors. And the idea was when you are a commuter and you can download an app and you can choose a color.
Wow.
And then the tunnel will get your color when you are, the most frequent cyclist here.
We interrupt this message for some goats.
Also about the tunnel, what is quite interesting about it, it's not only a tunnel, there is still light in between. So it's not, what you have a lot with tunnels is that it is dark and it's spooky and things like that. Right. You see, but because of this daylight, there is no, it's not really dark.
Yeah, you don't need the lights.
And usually they would, when you ask somebody to build a tunnel, they would just make a tunnel in one piece, and then it's a dark hole, and now it's a light hole. So I like those little things.
Oh, of course, of course. So what are some of the kind of more interesting applications you're seeing? And as you said, many companies are turning to cargo bikes and that sort of thing. And I know you featured some in your magazine. I got the digital version.
Okay,
I checked it out. And
when people think about cargo bikes, it's mainly delivery.
Yeah.
But then delivery is only like 5 or 10% of the vans in the cities. And like service logistics, like plumbers and technicians, that's about 25% to 30%. If you can change that, and the potential is very high. Not only companies that have employees, but there are a lot of employed.
Yeah, just one person operation or
Exactly.
smaller
So
operations,
and it can go fast that way because they can decide
Absolutely.
themselves whether they want a cargo bike or
I
something
thought
else.
about that a lot. I mean, and if you think about it, you know, if you're a electrician or a plumber or one of these sort of things, if you could potentially add an additional service call because you're not looking for parking
Exactly.
or
Exactly.
you know, dealing with traffic as much,
Yeah.
that could be pretty dramatic.
Yeah.
And beyond the fact that you're going to spend less on the vehicle and maintenance overall, it's also a different level of visibility and connection. This has been a
Exactly,
big
yeah.
topic that we've been discussing recently on the channel, which is just that we can have this type of interaction and connection. I couldn't imagine having this
No,
sort
no,
of...
no. We go
Oh.
a little bit farther.
So I couldn't imagine having this type of...
Oh. Whoa.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm totally good.
Okay.
It
Sorry.
was a smooth, smooth rollover.
Oh, goodness. Well, we won't be including that portion.
Well, maybe we should.
Well, we had a small little topple there on some leaves, but everybody is okay. Nobody is injured. The bike is okay. Just part of the game. So this seems like there's also maybe some new construction in this area as well.
Yeah, this is all new. We go that way. That's all new as well. I don't know if you noticed the roundabout when, you know, in a neighborhood like this, when you're within the city, when you are on the bike path, you have priority.
Yes.
But then when there is a roundabout outside this city limits, then cars have.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. So what are some other cities that you see are really doing things well with cargo bikes?
Well, I think, you know, there's a lot happening in Germany.
Berlin is doing
yeah.
quite a bit, huh?
Yeah, Berlin, Hamburg. Yeah, many cities. And it depends a lot on people that are working there, that are doing stuff.
The cities can't do it alone, you know. It kind of needs to be public, private, like everybody needs to work together. You have a lot of elements that need to come into play.
When I started, I was not doing that much of actually advocacy or anything like that.
Right.
But I was just doing it.
Right. You were an example in the community.
Yeah, you know, I know I got credibility for what I was doing because I was doing it.
Right.
And not just talking about it.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
And
I guess that's the thing. It's not enough just to do studies and to try to, you know, write papers. And these are helpful for sure.
Yeah. No,
but actually, like showing
you
these
have to do
things
both,
active
yeah.
in the city. So this Honig, this is the building you're over in this area here, huh?
Yeah.
So look at all these signs, cargo bike signs. So this is Busybike.
And you know these kind of bike parking cycle hoop? They also have them in the shape of a car, so you can see that, you know, 10 bikes on the place of one car. Oh, je zijn aan het afbreken. Jeetje.
Wow,
They're already moving.
quite cool.
This is where I sit, usually.
This is where the magic happens, huh?
Yeah. This is Jan Willem. He
Hello.
works here.
Hi.
And that's Wiebe. He's the chef
All right.
of the boss of Busybike. For instance, this is also very nice. This is Jan Willem made that for the Bullet. So you have like a shopper kind of bike or a straight up bike. This bike is for a pharmacy. They deliver drugs to people. So I think they have like 5 bikes now.
Again, I'm really glad that Brandon encouraged us to come out here and visit with you.
He's doing a lot of things, good things there. Do you know him personally or just
I
by
haven't
social
met him
media?
in person, just online, but
Yeah.
will be happening one day. I'm sure, Brandon. We have to figure that one out.
That's one of the things that happened at the Cargo Bike Festival in 2014.
Yeah.
Then, you know, it was actually the first real conference and gathering of people from all over Europe.
Yeah.
And, you know, there were a lot of people that, for instance, I remember people from Budapest, you know, or from cities, but they the only ones with the cargo bikes in their city.
Right.
And you know, they were you know, am I crazy or what?
You could feel a little alone. And,
Yeah, exactly.
like
And then, you know, there were like 200, 300, 400 people that were crazy about cargo bikes, and I thought, okay, I'm okay, you know. There are more people like this, and that's that was really nice.
The Cargo Bike Festival right now is not going on because of COVID. It's kind of a challenging thing, and
we did have a magazine out that continues, and that's good. And also good to have people, participating in this. That's very important.
You guys are working on another project, though.
We are working on the Cargo Bike Expertise and Innovation Center. It's a place where people can visit, and the idea was, to bring like a few hundreds of thousand people together in one festival. That will be difficult because of Corona, COVID.
Sure.
So the idea would be to have a location where the manufacturers can show their products and can invite people to go there to see, but also to test, make test rides.
Yeah.
That would be the idea. And also to do, it would be together with universities or
So
University of Life Science.
and
to do research and to
experimenting,
when there are certain problems occurring, then it's good to have students working on that, student teams to work on.
And like
different problems.
a cargo bike library lab, like everything
something like
kind
that.
of, combined.
Bring it together.
Maybe it's a school one day, huh?
Yeah, maybe it could be. Yeah. Who knows? I mean, we do have these centers of knowledge and of research for the car industry, for the automotive industry, but for the we call it velomotive, or for the cargo bike industry, it's not there yet, and that would be good to have that.
So what are you looking for right now in order to get this project off the ground?
They always talk about the triple helix: governmental organizations, companies, and education. They have to work together, and then the citizens, of course. It has to do with timing, politics. It has to come together,
Right.
And that's something that needs time and patience.
Sure.
And sometimes that's difficult.
But it first starts with somebody having a vision, like you have, and that's
I think
that's
so.
an important detail.
I know there are lots of people that like the idea, that like the developments that are taking place, and that also would like to support.
Yeah.
I'm quite sure about it. But
Where can people go and learn more about the things that you're doing, follow you, and that sort of thing? What's the best places to visit?
the Cargo Bike Fest website,
Yeah.
International Cargo Bike Festival,
Okay.
and Twitter,
You're pretty active
at
on
Cargo
there.
Bike Fest, Instagram, LinkedIn.
And you're active personally
Facebook.
as well on Twitter.
I personally, as Sluijsmans also. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
But wow, this was amazing. Tara's hands are hurting a little bit, but we appreciate her bearing the cold, and
Sure,
we
yeah, it was
appreciate
really
you
nice.
meeting with us on short notice and showing us around this beautiful city. I look forward to getting to do it some more.
There is so much more to show you.
Yeah,
I'm really,
yeah.
it's we went now to the north side, but there are so many more things to show. So I hope you can come back.
So we'll definitely have to visit again. That's for sure. Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Bye.